Welcome to another Let's Talk About It Wednesday. Hello to all of our followers who are tuning in on our Facebook today. We are so excited. We have a special guest, Dr. Denise Payton, who will be with us explaining some ins and outs of our music department and our concert choir, as well as our gospel choir. But before we get started, we want to give a little information of what we have going on this summer. So, drum roll, please. Today is the deadline for applications. It is June 30th. However, we're still going to take your applications this summer if you apply, but we encourage you to apply today. Please apply today if you are interested in fall 2021. We want to hurry up and get you in the door to get you registered for classes. Applications will be available in our description. So if you are unsure of where to apply, you can visit our website or click on our link tree and it will take you directly to our application. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and introduce our lovely guest of the day, Dr. Denise Payton. And I also have my colleague, Mr. Amarish Hawkins, who will be conducting the interview. So definitely sit tight. If you have any questions, be sure to put those in the comments and I'll be in the comments monitoring them during the interview today.
Welcome everyone. We're here with another Facebook Live. We're here with Dr. Payton and she's going to talk more about herself and the university choir and really everything that she's into in terms of all things music, all things recruiting. We're going to share a website, recruiting forms, videos. We just want to give you all the information that you need so that you can be equipped when you come into Fayetteville State to ask Dr. Payton, how can I sign up? Because that's why we're doing this. And of course, understand more about FSU's coaches. So if I haven't introduced myself, hello everyone, my name is Mr. Hawkins. You can call me Hawk. And with me, we have
Dr. Denise Payton, Director of Choral Activities at the historic Fayetteville State University.
She said historic. Most of the time we use the word, what's the word? The illustrious. It's not an HBCU if we don't use the word illustrious.
Illustrious. Well, the illustrious
Fayetteville State.
Fayetteville State University, but I call it historic because, you know, we carry the fact that we are the second oldest constituent university in the UNC system.
Come on, Dr. Payton. Yes, ma'am. Indeed.
So therefore.
Indeed. Let's talk a little bit about yourself. Your background in terms of music. It's not too often I get a chance to talk to someone who actually has a doctorate, which I presume in the music realm.
Actually, my doctorate is in education.
Ha! Okay.
Yeah. But I do have, I did attend Boston University with 38 hours in the DMA. So yeah, I kind of do have doctorate hours in music, but the actual doctorate is in higher education and adult learning. Because, you know, as we know at our school, the majority of our students are adult learners.
Indeed. What brought you to the music side of things in terms of becoming a director and leading a choir?
I have always loved music. It's been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. I taught 28 years public school music before I came to Fayetteville State. Mm-hmm. And now I'm going into year 14.
Congratulations.
So 8 plus 14 is 42. And I have been teaching 42 years music. I love music. Music is healing. It takes me to a place. I believe everybody has a go-to song. Everybody has a go-to song. They may not realize it, but if they're happy, they go to a certain song. If they're struggling, they go to a certain song. That's what I mean by a go-to song. Mm-hmm. And music is critical. And music, I mean, there's scientific proof that those who participate in the arts score higher on standardized testing, learn. I think music, we use the entire Bloom's taxonomy because we take students from knowledge all the way up to evaluation. Because they can get in and learn the music and then we actually perform it. We've taken them all the way up. So that's critical thinking skills that musicians garner in studying music. But I received my music degree from North Carolina A&T State University. That's my alma mater with my bachelor's degree. But I did receive my education master's from Fayetteville State.
Nice.
And while I was teaching public school at Spring Lake Middle School, was Spring Lake Junior High when I started, I was involved with the concert choir with Dr. Curtis. And I traveled with the concert choir as their soprano soloist in Europe, in Paris, in Bruges, Belgium, Liège, Belgium, and Brussels. Also traveled with them and sang with the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra in Canada. And so when Dr. Curtis left Fayetteville State, he called me and he said, "Aren't you tired of teaching middle school?" This is honestly the way it happened. And I said, "Yes, I only have 2 more years to retire." He said, "Well, I'm leaving Fayetteville State and I think you'd be the best one to take my place."
Nice.
And that's how I got to Fayetteville State University. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would be the choir director of choral activities or the choir director at FSU.
So thank you for that intro. That actually did give me a lot of insight in terms of who's actually leading. I think it's important to understand the leader of the groups and whatnot, because it's a reflection of who they are and what you're learning to do. Now,
Right.
Speaking of the university choir, if I was a student coming into, what can I expect? Well, let's do this. For those that already know they want to sing, how do they apply to come into the choir? What are some of the steps and procedures that you have to, register for?
Well, they can email me, and I do a simple check. Something as simple as happy birthday. If they can get through happy
excuse me, here we go.
Yes, there you go.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay, work. You stayed in tune.
Indeed. Okay.
If they, reach me by email, or if they contact me via the website, there's an interest form there. There's an audition thing. The audition is not strenuous for choir. The reason being, I'm only working with the voice. That's the difference. When you work with band or instrumental music, that instrument is already perfect. They just have to learn how to press down the right valves to get the right notes out. But the voice is different. And I tell students whenever, they sing, I am an opera singer. That's what I actually am. That's what I studied. I placed in the Metropolitan Opera auditions. I was accepted at the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music. I never ever said that I wanted to teach, but then life happens. That I try to explain to students that I touch. Life happens, and sometimes you have to deal with the hand you've been dealt. And so I couldn't get away to do those things that I thought my life was going to be, on the stage, performing everywhere, jetting here, jetting there. That was my hope. But one of my professors told me we had to do a presentation. And this was in the 70s. And I did the presentation. And this is before you could have a print shop and everything else. I had construction paper, crayons, markers, a ruler, pencils, the whole thing. And, his name was Dr. Johnny Hodge. And he said, "Denise, I know," he said, "you're a great singer and I know that's what you want to do." He said, "But I think you his words, make a hell of a teacher." And whenever I finally went into teaching, I let him know. And he said, "Those are going to be some blessed children." I really care about the students that we have, and I want them to have wonderful experiences. Everywhere I take the choir, I take them to historical places in the area, just teaching them about our culture. Being an HBCU proud graduate, I'm a proud graduate of HBCU, product of HBCU twice, A&T and Fayetteville State, and now to be the choir director at Fayetteville State. I want the students to develop that kind of pride and when they talk about it. So with choir and band is different because, they have the expense of trying to get an instrument, but see, with choir, you already got it. Now, this is what I say. I say those instruments that the band and strings play were made by man, and your instrument was made by God. And so far as I'm concerned, you got the best instrument.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what.
Well, it's funny. One of my guardians growing up, he said the best computer ever made was your brain. So it falls in line with the same concept for sure.
That's right. And students think with the concert choir that they have to already know how to read music. They have to be a music major. That is not the case. The University Concert Choir is open to every student at Fayetteville State University, even faculty and staff and community. I do have people from the community in the choir, as long as they can come to rehearsal, etc. And this year, I'm going to try to involve some of the high schools, since they missed out on a whole year of performance as well. Invite some of the high schools. So for one, let's get rid of the myth that you have to be a music major and you have to know how to read music. I'm going to teach you that. You're going to be able to follow your line. You know, when you have a problem, I'm going to help you. I'm not going to embarrass you. When you do your audition, it's me and you. And I'll put you in the right section for you, for your voice. You don't have to audition in front of everyone else. You can record an audition for me and send me the video via OneDrive or Dropbox or Google Drive, and just give me your name and banner number and I can let you know. But I want to say this for those students that want to come. It's Music 110. That is the university choir number. The university choir is a class. It is not a club. So you get 1 credit for that, and you do get a grade for that, but you get to travel, and it is the official choir of the university. The concert choir sings for commencement, Founders Day, convocation, all major functions of the university. To tell you the truth, Hawk, a lot of people don't know what I look like because all they do is see the back of my head.
Yeah.
You know, and can be in a faculty meeting or something and someone say Dr. Payton, and they look at me and they go, oh,
there goes Dr. Payton.
Choir Payton. Okay, you're the choir director. And I said, yes, I am. I said, but I know what it is. You only see my back because I'm conducting the students. So
well, question I have, what if I wanted to sing for more than 1 year or 1 semester? How does that work out?
You can sing every semester.
Okay.
Music majors must sing. Voice majors must sing every semester. They're required 7 semesters of choir. Okay. I've had students that were not music majors or minors. They sing through their entire thing, and they love to march past everybody else and march up in the choir to sing when it's time for commencement. You'll see students come from band with their choir robes on, and once the band plays a processional, then those students come down in front with me and sit with the choir for our selection. So my main thing is I just want them to love music. And concert choir, we sing all genres. It's not just spirituals. We sing world music. We did some things with steel drums. We do African music. I do inspirational gospel music. We do songs like Total Praise or Precious Lord, different arrangement, not Thomas Dorsey's, but we do the spirituals and we do the inspirational music. And that is so wonderful. When we go to churches, they listen to all that standard Negro spiritual literature or literature by African-American composers. As we are being an HBCU, of course, we want to promote those. And many of them I know, a lot of the songs that we sing, I know these people personally, and I'll call them on the phone and they'll talk to the students, or sometimes they'll drop by the choir room and the kids get to know them. And when we go on tour, the alumni sponsors us, and the alumni comes and different ones get on the bus with us, and we travel around and they give us dinner. The kids get a chance to talk about Fayetteville State. The alumni talks about Fayetteville State. And I consider concert choir a family. And when I say that, I mean, I have everyone's telephone number in my phone. Now you might say, oh, yeah, it's to text sometimes to say, where are you? Get up, get to class.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times it's, how are you doing? You know, you were on my mind. Is everything good? I haven't seen you. One other thing about concert choir, it meets every day from 11 o'clock to 12:15. But if students have a problem and they can only come to class, say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I can give them an override for Tuesday and Thursday for them to go to their other class. Mm-hmm. So see that they still can have the class that they need and they can still sing.
Hold on, Dr. Payton. Repeat that part one more time. Oh, that is so key. Can you repeat that last information?
See, a lot of people don't know, and I've been telling all the academic advisors, University Concert Choir meets Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you came to me and you said, Doc, I have a conflict on Tuesday, Thursday, I take your name and banner number, give it to my chair. He sends it over to the registrar and says, give this student an override. So with that knowledge, I know on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I block out the roll. I'm not expecting to see them on Tuesday and Thursday. But some students, I'm gonna tell you, they enjoy choir so much, if they get out of that Tuesday, Thursday class early, and I'm still singing in the choir room, they come on the choir room. And I know, you know, I said, come on, we got a few more minutes, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to come. I didn't want to miss the whole class, you know, things like that. Uh-huh. But that's one thing that they need to know, that I can offer them an override. Same thing, not just Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have had some students who wanted to sing so badly they could only come on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mm-hmm. They had another class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You have to understand, and this was done prior to my arrival, choir is set at 11 o'clock. Just about every class you need is at 11 o'clock at Fayetteville. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I wanted the time moved, but we haven't been able to get that together yet. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was given permission by the academic affairs at that time to offer overrides. Understood. But I just list their banner numbers and their names, and I have to give it to my chair. That's the process. Yep. Chair just emails it to the registrar and say, add these students to choir. Dr. Payton is giving them an override. So that's choir.
Another benefit, and prior to us recording, you said in terms of being a part of the university choir, is that everything's paid for.
Everything is paid for because changes. The student affairs handles my budget. So whenever we travel, I have a travel card and a P card. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if we travel, I'm able to just swipe the card. I'm at the end of the line. When the kids go through eating, I'm the last one. So then I swipe the card and they're already, you know, yeah. I have gowns. I have their shirts. I have ties and handkerchiefs. I have African attire. I have robes.
Now, Dr. Payton, I'm a big guy. You sure you got one for me?
I'm real. I'm a big girl, and I got a dress in there that I can wear.
All right. We good. Okay.
I got a coat and stuff you can wear, and a kufi you can put on with the African stuff, like
Indeed.
The guys. You know, okay. So yeah, they don't have to pay for anything, even when we travel. If they go to the mall, I tell them, I say, you know, you got your own money now, because, you know, I paid for the hotel. I pay for you to eat. I always get a hotel with a breakfast so they can go down there and eat as much as they want.
Yeah.
And when we travel, you know, we're a part of the alumni. So a lot of times the alumni will bring food to the hotel.
Nice.
You know, but that's one thing. They don't have to buy a gown. I've got black gowns and blue and black gowns. Mm-hmm. And if by chance I have a student who doesn't have a shirt or doesn't have some dress shoes, I take care of that still too. That just becomes a part of the concert choir attire.
Sure.
They use it during that year then they turn it back into me. And what I do is I sign out the dresses and sign out everything for our concert attire. We also have some travel gear whenever we travel. It's just signed out, because I would have to charge them every year if I, you know, did that. So me being a good steward over the money that I receive. That's what I call it.
Mm-hmm.
I have things that can go to the cleaners,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes back fresh for the beginning in August.
Mm-hmm.
I take them up in December, take them back to the cleaners. When students come back in January, things are clean, ready to roll. And so they don't have to pay for anything. And then if we are singing somewhere in Cumberland County schools or somewhere, they will send their activity buses for us.
Nice.
To pick us up and to bring us there. We do a lot of church singing whenever they have college day. We've always done FSU Day at John Wesley. And I've already gotten a message from Smith Chapel wanting me to develop a college day for them.
Nice.
And so, yeah, they don't have to pay for anything. My only expectation, which I think is reasonable, the only expectation I have is if you sign up for choir and you come every day, if that's your schedule, please come every day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're having a problem, text me. Every student that I've ever taught at Fayetteville State has my cell phone number.
Mm-hmm.
From the time I started, they can send me a text. We utilize GroupMe. We've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, and we've got Twitter.
You kind of, so I have two more questions. You segued into the first question in terms of what requirements do you have for those that want to join the choir, which you're just pretty much asking, you just need to be dedicated.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
And just love the thing, and then be willing to try something different.
Okay.
I know that we live in the gospel belt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm a minister of music at my church for the last 37 years. I've been minister of music. So I do gospel music.
Mm-hmm.
I know, many gospel artists I know personally, and so I think sometimes that they're just going to be singing the spirituals and things like that. Now, I will never put the spirituals down, because if the HBCU doesn't sing them, who's going to sing them?
Indeed. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those spirituals are important, but I allow my students to even say, well, my kids call me Mama P. They don't call me Dr. Payton. And Mama P, can we do da 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 da? I said, well, let me make sure it's not offensive. None of the words are offensive. It's not, because I tell them, I justify, because spiritual is a genre,
mm-hmm.
not a come to Jesus song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's actually a genre.
Mm-hmm.
It's a type of. And then we have concert arranged spirituals that after emancipation, the slaves were able to go to school. And so now they could write the music down. And so now you have that sheet music. And then there's still the field hollers and the work songs. The call and response is the way I told them. I said, that's how you learned everything in your life when you were a child. So your mother was teaching you, or father was teaching you the days of the week. They said Monday, you said Tuesday, mm-hmm. Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. Call and response, that's indicative of African-American music. Mm-hmm. I also teach the class African-American music, where I really get into why and what. And just to give you an idea, when I took them to DC, and when we had time out, I took them to Martin Luther King statue. I took them to Frederick Douglass's house. We went on the National Mall, where we went up with Abraham Lincoln, and, I guess I got some ham in me still. So I stood on the steps and sang, like Marian Anderson, right? Mm-hmm. And people videoing me and everything. And they go, Mama P, are you singing? Yes. Mm-hmm. I may not get this opportunity, so I'm going to stand on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial and I'm going to sing that, Mm-hmm. I'm just a real person. Don't take myself very seriously. I've been blessed to do a lot of things, perform a lot of places, a lot of doors open, but I've already been down the diva road probably about 30 years ago. So now I try to get them to be the best musician they can be. And then I tell them their work speaks for them. So if you do it all the time, no one's going to sign you up for a gig, because they can't depend on you being on time.
Right.
I said, that's how you get your next gig. You sing this gig and they want to know why I'm still standing around talking to people. I'm networking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you're tired of being in here, go get on the bus.
We working still.
Till I work the next gig, you know. So yeah, but you know, they just think that it's now we don't do a whole lot of this, and you know, the children get to shouting, but we can do some inspirational music that I tell you what, I got tears streaming and the children had tears streaming. You know. So
yeah. I have 2 more questions.
Okay.
I had another one because you prompted another question I had. Can you tell me because there is a difference between the university choir and the gospel choir? First question. And then of course the second question is, if I don't know my voice, I don't know where I stand vocally, will you help me designate and train me where I need to be at?
Oh, yes. Okay, so here is the difference between the concert choir and the university choir. No, I said that wrong.
You said
Gospel
and university choir. Yeah.
Okay, let's get it right. I'm getting excited. You know, I'll get ahead of myself. Gospel choir is a club that is handled through student affairs. They don't get a grade for it. And they just, it's kind of like whomsoever will, let them come. The university choir is the official choir of the university. Every time the chancellor is up or there is any major function at the university, it is the concert choir that is singing for convocation, graduation, Founders Day. And then I have 2 smaller groups, Main Attraction, Men of Distinction, and Cadence, that if we have, like the alumni queens always ask for Men of Distinction, because Men of Distinction sing Temptations and stuff, you know, and really, I started that group and Main Attraction when Chancellor Anderson was there because he wanted to sing.
Oh, is that a fact? Oh, this is a fun fact.
Yes, this is a fun fact and it's a true fact. And we went down to the CIAA and Chancellor sang with Main Attraction and Men of Distinction. I was at the Chancellor's residence at 2:00 in the morning, helping him get his singing together.
Okay.
And that's a true statement. Okay. But people think that, you know, with concert choir, the music is dull, or you got to already know how to read the music, or, you know, I'm a stickler for being present. Yes, I am. I'll take that because why join a performing ensemble and then you're not going to perform? So those are 2 differences.
And I want to make sure we're clear that Men of Distinction and what was the other group? Main Attraction.
M-E, and that's because of the horse's mane of the Broncos. That's why I came up with that name.
Okay.
Distinction, I require them to be in suits and ties and look like Men of Distinction that other students can look up to.
And these people are specifically handpicked by you out of the university choir.
But these are students who I can give them a song and they go in the practice room, work it out, and bring it back to me complete. I don't have to do any teaching with them. If their harmony is wrong, I'll say, no, so-and-so needs to take this note. You need to do this note. And they go back out and they don't. My people, we think we fixed it. They come back. Then I have the girls and boys small group that I started in 2018, 2019. This is a new group called Cadence. And Cadence will consist of maybe 2 sopranos, 2 altos, 2 tenors, 2 basses. And I give them songs like what they did for me was like from Harriet. Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. They sing music like that.
Okay.
You know? And Main Attraction will sing music like Sweet Honey in the Rock. No mirrors in my Nana's house. No mirrors in my Nana's house. You know, and so then I get it. And even like when we had the Cotton Club, I don't know whether you were at Fayetteville State at that time.
The fundraiser, I remember.
But my kids sang the jazz with the jazz band. So, you know, don't mean a thing. So I offer every genre because I think you should be exposed to all of the music. You don't know what's going to be on the GMAT. Someone came back and told me, Mama P, they asked a question about Mozart. I said, did you know the answer? And they said, yeah, because you taught. I said, okay, good. You know, and we don't want to live in a bubble. I'm trying to convince students, the Broncos that we serve, that there is no box. And I speak to that in my own truth. I have been the only Black person in a place singing.
Mm-hmm.
I was the only Black in the vocal ensemble at Pine Forest High School in the 70s.
Mm.
When I sing with the Wilmington Symphony as a soloist, I'm the only Black. There are no Blacks in the audience. There's no Blacks in the orchestra. There are no Blacks in the choir. It's me. And so I tell them I can hold my own because I work hard, I practice hard, I make sure that I am over prepared, you know, when I go into those settings. And that's what I try to instill in our students, because your word is your bond. And I said, you know, I tend to use music language and I tell them, I said, you're not going to get a gig. Why am I not going to get a gig? I said, because it can't depend on you.
Mm-hmm.
I said, in the music field, those things travel. And most of us in music, we know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll say, what do you think about so-and-so? I said, well, if you want the show to start an hour and a half late, you can get so, you know, because it doesn't, you don't get full of yourself. You get thankful. I've had some fabulous singers at Fayetteville State. I mean, just fabulous.
DeMar Young.
And they were young, but they were hungry for it, you know. And I'm hungry for music still. I don't sing like I did when I was 21 and doing with the Met, but I just did a concert in February, and I'm not ashamed to say I'm going to be 64 years old in 3 months. And there were people there, the other singers were in their 30s. Mm-hmm. And my son said, Mama, you held your own.
Yeah, yeah. You know
what I'm saying? So they hear me sing a certain way. I teach with a microphone because singing is my life. And one thing they have to realize, if they overextend the voice, like a lot of times when they sing gospel, they don't understand the physiology that goes with singing. They don't understand how to use their diaphragm. So then they come back and they're hoarse.
Right. And
if you had bothered to learn the technique to sing from the diaphragm, you wouldn't be hoarse. So I know you sang everything in your throat, everything.
Well, Dr. Payton, we're about to put your teaching to the test. We're going to bring forward a former student, the assistant director, the other assistant director of transfers admissions, Miss Brooke Van. And so we are auditioning for the choir. And so I'll go first. So Brooke, she will ask us to sing Happy Birthday. I'm just going to sing the first line and you can sing the second.
I got you.
Happy birthday to you.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Happy.
I would stop you right there.
Brooke, I don't make the cut.
No, you would make the cut, but I'd say, why are you ripping and running up and down the railroad track?
Ooh.
There is absolutely nothing wrong in just saying, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brooke and Hall. Happy birthday to you. I don't have to say,
oh, that was too easy.
And in music, called a melisma. So I will say, why are you using so many melismas? Just sing the song. Why do y'all have to have 26 notes on one syllable?
Indeed.
Not 26 notes.
26 notes. 26
That's
notes.
every now and then I have about 32.
That's I go to some reason, Brooke, 26. I said, why do you have to have 26 on, you know? And then so sometimes students say, oh, Dr. Payton, you're just upset because you can't do it. I said, I can do it if it's written.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
know,
right.
It's right. But no, I don't do any running and carrying on, because as a musician and as a vocalist, I want to be able to understand your words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you are, since so many of our students want to say, well, I just love gospel. I said, are you ministering or are you showing off?
Mm.
You know, so there's so much that I can share with students, because as I stated before you got on, I'm minister of music. I've been minister of music at my church for 37 years. I do gospel music. I plan worship services. I've done gospel workshops with Kurt Carr and with Ernest Pugh and with all of those guys. I've done workshops with them where I did the vocal part and they did the choir part.
The resume is long. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's long. I've been very blessed and very fortunate, to work with some outstanding musicians. And as I was sharing earlier, I use like some of the newer African-American composers that are writing now. I sing their music. They'll send it to me, and say, try this choir. And I say, okay. And I tried one from Dr. Mark Butler from FAMU, and he just did it in 2020. And it is the most beautiful song you ever want. I said, I can't wait to get there in August and teach it. So I'm also the president of IMA, which is the Intercollegiate Music Association. And that's all of the choral directors and band directors, orchestra directors from South Carolina, Virginia, and North Carolina. And
what was the name of that again?
It's IMA. It's Intercollegiate Music Association. I don't know whether you all remember in 2019, I had probably over 1,000 people on campus and in Seabrook and different places. Those were all those HBCUs at FSU.
Nice. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm the president of that organization. So we have performance every February, but we allow ourselves only 8 students, 2 sopranos, 2 altos, 2 tenors, 2 basses. So I take those kids, but I don't get a bus. I get a van from Enterprise.
That's a good old road trip.
Yeah. We sung at Bowie State. We go to a different university every year. Fayetteville State's time to host was 2019. And so this time it's Hampton. But we've been to Virginia State. We've been to Norfolk State. We've been to Morgan. In the 1867, we put a choir together of all the 150th year institutions. So Fayetteville State was represented there. And yeah, I just did a Burley, it's called Big Blue Opera Initiative. And I had a student and myself, we're in this video that they're celebrating Harry T. Burley, who was the first composer to write the spirituals for solos.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Dr. Payton, thank you for sharing all of this information. And I'm saying Dr. Payton, but for our incoming students, you will soon refer to her as Mama P. We appreciate the information. Now,
right, that's my endearment, and they will do it if I'm at Walmart. They'll be Mama P. And I go cut, and they call me Mama, and it's fine because I call them children because I'm old enough to be their grandmother. And I'm nosy, and I want to know if they're okay. So I'm guilty of all those things.
Look, we're a family.
I want some singers, and I want them to know they don't have to know how to sing if they can carry a tune. Both of y'all could have made it in the choir because I would have those voices, and y'all would have been singing something and been so proud of yourselves. I haven't had any students so far in my 14-year reign that have not been able to carry a tune.
Well, before we can get into the choir, I'm gonna keep you on just for one quick second. Okay. The students have to get into the university. Brooke, how does one do that?
Well, before we can even get to that point, for us, of course, you got to come through admissions. I know oftentimes a lot of our students go straight to Dr. Payton, like, listen, I'm trying to transfer in, or I'm a first-time freshman looking to join the choir, or music major, but you have to come in through admissions first. So our process is fairly simple. For us, the first thing you have to do is apply. That's number one. Once you apply and submit your transcripts, whether you are a transfer student or a first-time freshman, from there, we go ahead and get you admitted. So it's really important to follow those guidelines, because we would hate for you to go to Dr. Payton first and she has to send you right back to us. We have you come in. We just want to make sure everyone is admissible. So if you are looking to apply, applications are still open. So we are still taking applications all summer long. Classes are beginning in August. So it's best to try to get it in by July 15th, at least. Our deadline is tomorrow, but we're still going to be taking in those applications. If you're a student under 21, we simply need your high school transcript or your GED equivalent, along with your college transcript. So that's for my transfers out there. But if you're a first-time freshman, we only need your high school transcript. No test scores are required for 2021 or 21-22 either.
And so once you get done with your admissions process, then you go talk to Dr. Payton. You're over here. Right. And just really quickly, Dr. Payton.
Yes.
And as the last word, when a student says, "Hey, I want to become university, I want to be a part of university choir, I know I have to take the class," where are you referring them to get that done?
They can contact me via email.
As you said at the beginning.
Or if you would make my link available that has the audition information somewhere near my name in admissions, or add it to something and say you can click on this link, and that will come directly to me.
Just really quick, I'm gonna share my screen. And this is the actual form that you'll be looking at. And the link is Face State Choral, CHORAL music.com.
Right.
And you'll fill in all of information.
Signature as well. So, but I appreciate this opportunity to talk about the concert choir. I really do. And I would love to come over and sing to students when you bring them on campus. Or if you're going off, then I can go. Please call me and let me go. And so that I can do some recruiting. Let me say this one thing, and I know you've got to go. I have a little bit of scholarship money.
Oh, we should have led with that from the very beginning.
Well, I just got it, and I've never had it before.
Okay.
Wow.
But I did get some scholarship money, and I have to make some decisions by July the 15th. And I have a few that have been my stalwart singers that I'm going to be able to do that. But if there are freshmen who are going to major in music or major in voice, if you major in voice, I'm the only vocal person in the department. You're going to have me regardless. So if they're interested in a scholarship, there's also a form on that site that has information about that.
Ooh, scholarship dollars. We love to hear it.
Yeah. And I'm so grateful to have them. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dr. Payton, we appreciate you. Thank you for doing this live with us. You've been informative and entertaining.
I enjoy it. You give me a chance to talk about music and I can take your whole show.
Oh, I know.
Guilty as I can be, but I love it. And the students need a sense of belonging, and that's what an ensemble would do. You know, we support one another. So y'all are doing a great job in admissions, and I thank you so much for looking out for me. You know, sometimes you don't know where to go to get the word out. So I'm glad I got you too. I'm gonna save these names.
Indeed.
Save them. Look, and we're certain our students feel the love too. You can always tell when you have someone who's passionate what they're doing, and so that helps us recruit. We'll help you, help us help you, and we'll definitely be on the lookout too for those students who are coming in as music majors. And if for those of you who may be watching right now, if you are, you can DM us and we'll be sure to get you more information, or drop a comment below. We'll be able to get you that information if you're unsure where to go, and we'll also be sure to include that link in our bio.
And tell them they can make a video recording and send it to me. That can be an audition as well.
Even better. Social distancing.
Yeah. They have to be on campus and I'm free. You can call me and I'll come down.
Awesome.
My name is Mr. Hawkins, and then we also have
Dr. Man.
And lastly, we have
Dr. Payton, the music lady.
We appreciate you all. Hopefully we'll catch you all next week. This is another edition of Let's Talk About It Wednesday. Peace.
All right. Good night.
Good night.